stealing, destroying Ukrainian grains and crops. It's an old Russian tradition. And for 4 days already Russia has been bombing the south of Ukraine with the different kind of rockets and missiles. Russia pulled out of their deal that actually ensured that the ships which are passing the Black Sea, they are safe. And Russia threatened to treat Ukrainian grain ships as the military targets. And actually we made the same announcement, because Ukraine has already said that the ships which are sailing for Russia or to the occupied territories of Ukraine, they will be considered to be the carrying weapons, and they will be considered as legitimate targets. It means that the Black Sea insurance rates will be skyrocketing, and Ukraine exports the grain. The majority of the grain that we produce, we sell it. And Russia blocks the grain exports from Ukraine. It creates the humanitarian crisis. It threatens millions of people around the world, in Africa, in the East, with the starvation and with basically very high prices for food. Russia needs to go home and just to stop doing this, stop invasion of Ukraine and stop generating all this pain and suffering for the whole world. For the past 3 nights, Russia has been bombarding Ukraine's grain facilities in Odessa region, and I think it's a new strategy that they picked up to kill our economy. So we already shifted our economy to the agricultural sector, because we suffered from a lot of destructions in the winter. And besides, we always relied on agriculture, and it's a good way to just crush our economy. During these recent attacks, Russians were targeting port infrastructure and grain terminals. And these ports, they are critical to the operation of the grain corridor in the Black Sea. The costs of grain will increase for sure, and not all of the countries will be able to afford agricultural products. This will subsequently lead to the rise of the staple food, not just of the bread, but of the meat as well. And during these attacks, they destroyed the enormous number, 60,000 tons of grain, 100 tons of peas, and 20 tons of barley. They were attacking from the Black Sea, and they used the new type of missiles, Onyx missiles. It's hard to identify them, it's hard to hit them, because they try to bypass the air defense systems. They were firing these missiles on a very minimum altitude, and it's just terrible. I don't have any words to describe this barbarism. Putin is bombing the grain warehouses and Ukraine ports. They went out from the cancelled this grain deal, and it's a retaliation for the striking Crimean bridge for the second time. It's the new way how they are really want to disrupt this grain deal and to hinder Ukraine from the grain export. But Putin actions will threaten the global security, food security, and it will create the tensions between the European countries as well. For example, Poland and Hungary, they already announced that they will ban import of Ukrainian grain, because they feel that Ukrainian grain will undercut their own markets. And this is how Russia creates pressure on they want to make sure that they will, we will not be able to sell it at all. And they will want to make sure that the economy will collapse. It will be very hard for Ukraine to sell and to find the insurance companies who will insure the ships, because they are international ships which are collecting the grains, and it's not the end. They also ruined the different infrastructural objects. Two kids in Donetsk, Donbass area were playing in the yard and they were killed. Currently, Zelensky has in the plans to create a second Silicon Valley in that region, and there will be companies which will be working all the year round. So I think it's a good dream to keep in mind. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for those of you who are supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee, and you mean a lot to me. Slava Ukraini, and see you next time.